Hey, my name is James, and I'm excited because today we're going to start a new project. So let me go over what the scope of this project is, just so you know what we're going to be getting involved in. This is going to be building an API from scratch using Node.js, which is server-side JavaScript. We're going to be using Postgres, which is a SQL database, and we're going to be using Express to set up our server. We're also going to be doing test-driven development, meaning that we are going to be using Mocha and Chai to test all of our functions before we actually write them to make sure that our tests go from failing to passing. So who is this aimed for? This is aimed for newer developers who may have some familiarity with JavaScript. Maybe you've done some projects in CodePen, and maybe you've even done some projects from the file system on your computer, but you're not super familiar with kind of the grand scope of a whole project like this. And my intention is to walk through everything and really explain it well. So by the time you leave, you understand what the code here is doing, and you can take it and apply it to your own projects. The API that we're going to be building isn't very big. It's going to just have maybe 6 to 8 different routes that are going to handle our data. But the idea isn't to build a massive API. The idea is to build an API that is really well tested, where you understand everything that's happening, and you can go back and you can add to it, or you can create your entirely own new project. So here's what you need to get started. You need to have Node, and preferably a version of Node that is 8 or above. So when you go download it, make sure that you're getting a newer version, or if you have an old version on your computer, it may be time to update it. And that's just because I want to be using a lot of ES6 syntax, which is newer JavaScript that is only going to work in later versions of Node. You also need to have Postgres, which you can just go and download. For that, a version above 9 would be preferable. And Post2Go is another thing to download. Post2Go is a graphical interface for your Postgres database. It's just going to make it a lot easier for us to see what's going on. So you can go and download those 3 things. Oh, you're also going to need, if you don't have one already, you're going to need a text editor. And I recommend using either Atom or VS Code. They're 2 modern text editors with a lot of great features that work with linters, which we're going to talk about setting up. So it would just really be helpful for you to have one of those. If you have another code editor that you really like, go ahead and feel free to use it. But if code editors are kind of a new thing, those 2 are going to be the best choices for you. All right, so I'm going to provide all of the download links for these things in the description of the video. So go ahead, get set up, and I'll see you in the next video.